All righty. Welcome aboard, folks. Thank you for joining us. We are having some technical difficulties as StreamYard is down. So we couldn't go with any commercials. We couldn't play our sponsors. None of that stuff. So we had to go straight in cold, no open, no show open, no nothing. Looks like do we have audio? Well, we haven't. I haven't. We have to get like people going and listening and all that kind of stuff. So I'm in the process of actually posting it on social media links here to see if we get things going here. And then people will. That's the key of hitting the subscription.
Yes.
Yeah. Once you hit the subscription, then you're able to. And that other one is posted, so people are on the other one right now. So that's the problem. You see? Go? Yeah. No, I'm just checking to see if it goes, the links that I'm sending it to, if it's going. It's good. All right, we got it going there. Thank you all out there. Those of you that have tuned in, tell me if you hear the sound, because we had to create a new board. We have no StreamYard, no nothing. Huh? And hopefully you guys will hear us. So far, no sound. We'll keep trying. You're hearing it there? Well, it sounds like you're hearing something. Sound is on.
Yeah, it's going off of the thing.
Okay. Oh, but it's going off the...
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to change.
It's going off the... Okay, we don't have the mic. It's going off of... Yeah, StreamYard is... Yeah, Alcovision. See up there? I explained it. Technical difficulties today, and StreamYard is completely down. So we're going live straight up on YouTube. Thanks for hanging in there. Okay, so it looks like you can hear us, but it's rough because it's not the mic. It's the mic of the laptop over there that's picking it up. So it's off mic is what you're picking up, unfortunately. So he's trying to get it back to the mic through YouTube since we're doing something completely different. And then we got to keep checking StreamYard to see when StreamYard goes up so we can actually sign on and know they're still down. So unfortunately, it's down. You know, I can't do anything about that. And we had David Peronis scheduled for 3:30. Right now, it doesn't look like I'm going to do David Peronis today. We may have to push it to tomorrow and get the young man on at one point or another. Or if StreamYard's fixed, maybe I do it later on tonight. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll get it done one way or another, and we'll talk about everything going on in the world. I've got so many Dolphin topics too that I don't want to waste them on this. Believe it or not, there's just some like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different Dolphins topics that I was going to share throughout. Things that I see, analyze, and that kind of stuff. But I don't want to do it like this. You know what I'm saying? So, but don't forget, folks, Here at Hialeah Park, you can get $100 no regret first bet. We got the Panthers on tonight. So we can show you the QR code. You can go to the Hialeah Park website. Don't use the same phone number or email that you may have with a Hard Rock account. You open it through here, different email, different phone number, and you make your bet. You get your $100. Come on, let's go. Get on board. You can bet on Dolphins futures. If you think you're going to lose a bunch of games or win a bunch of games, you can bet on the rest of the Panthers playoffs. You got the NBA finals, and they're amazing with Indiana again yesterday. It just shows you that there really isn't a great team. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got to tell you something. The mic of that laptop can pick some shit up. Okay? You may want to, doesn't that hurt like the feedback by you playing that? I'm just saying. That's where you may need, what's it called? iPods for that moment. What else do we have here? And by the way, if the mic clears up because Sean hit the right button, say, hey, you fixed it. Okay? All right? How about doing it from your phone? Oh, just a suggestion. No. I'm not sitting there and holding the phone. For that, I don't do it. And I just go home and I drive back home. I call it a day. So what's going to happen? I'll do it like a regular mic and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm going to do it like a professional. I'm not going to do it like, this is a live show. We're not podcasters. It gets podcasted, but we're a live show. So whatever happens, we go live, and we do it like a show, a real show. But unfortunately, we don't have the same luxuries right now, So at least you guys can hear us, which is good. I'm going to hold off on some of the Dolphin topics. Hopefully we can clear this up and get the mic going and get a clear sound. Because in that way, when he edits it, he can edit something clean. And not something that's like, see, Steven Gonzalez sounds crappy, So Rosendo says sounding better. Adam says it sounds better. The scratchy and squeakiness is gone. Well, there you go.
Yeah, no, there's a feedback from there. I was trying to hear it change.
Huh?
I was trying to hear it change.
Oh, okay. I still hear it.
You hear it?
I hear it. Don't you hear it?
Oh, no, yeah, not here. I didn't know.
Just saying.
Oh, no, they can probably hear me.
Oh, damn. Making that noise screwed up my throat. Oh, shit. It's like when I do Louis Armstrong. Oh, man, that messes up your throat. I see skies of blue, sea of green. It just messes up. You just can't. You can't. I don't know how Louis did it. I don't know how Brian Johnson does it. I don't know how Scott Farrell does it. You're on the bench.
You're on the bench, Scotty Farrell.
You're on the bench.
The Masons are doing great.
One of the coolest dudes out there.
He is. I met him. I talked down the line to him. I didn't meet him.
One of the coolest fucking dudes in this business.
I thought it was a fake voice.
No, not a fake
No,
voice.
not at all.
That's his voice.
Yeah, I know.
That's his voice.
Threw me off.
That's his voice. And I don't know how he does it. I don't know how those pipes stay the way they do, but you're on the bench. Oh, you love the hat? Steven, Canes wear, time to hunt, 10% off, Big O show. They got lots of Panthers gear. So I figured I wanted to sport my, I think I've worn this Santana, this is the second time how old is this shirt? Does it have a year on the back?
Nothing on the back.
It doesn't have nothing on the back.
What tour is it?
I don't know. It was probably like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't even know if, no, I don't think a tour was called it.
Oh,
No, In Search of Mona Lisa. I don't even think it was a tour. But it's a really nice shirt. And so today is, of course, Hockey night in South Florida. And I got to wear my hat. And I go, let me find a red concert shirt. You know, you don't have a lot of those in the collection. It's just only a few. I got a Kiss. I got the Santana in red. I have a Morrissey in red. I have a Biffy Clyro in red. I only have a few concert shirts in red. So, you know, that's how it is. Most of them are black, dude. It's like, see a black concert shirt. And then, oh, there's a gray. There's a white. You know, there's a few ones. But there's not a lot of reds. And so when I go to a concert and I see a nice red concert shirt, I'm in. And this one is actually very nice. This is one of my favorites, actually. Not just because it's red, but I'm just saying it's a really nice shirt. So I figured the Panthers are all about red. What was that, Red Attack or a couple of years back? It was in Red Attack. It was Red Code Red, or remember there was some shit with the Panthers that, you know, like the Heat have the white out, and then the what's the other one? Do they have red hot? Yeah, red hot, white out, you know, all that crap. They did something too with red. I forgot what it was. Sound is not great. Sound echoes. I don't think the mic is working. Bug mic, I think you just tuned in. Maybe you might want to rewind and then go through all that we already have talked about, that the mic is not on, it's off mic. I love the guys that want to chime in and, you know, like, they don't check everything before and all that, and they think like they're enlightening everybody. That's Bug Mike comes on and he, hey guys, the sound is not great. Everybody else is like, no shit, Mike. Really? Wow. There's an echo sound. Everybody else going, no shit, Mike. Really? We've been here for a while. Mike, hey, welcome aboard. That's kind of what they're all doing for you, Mike, right now. I'm just doing it for them, right? And you know me, I'm a ball buster, so it doesn't matter. You know, it's a free for all here, as Ted Nugent would say. It's a free for all, and it's your turn to go through the grind. Big O, you might be the only streamer now. Well, dude, you got to understand this. Very few people can do what I do. To be quite honest, very few people can go off the cuff and just turn on a mic and flow for 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I've done it. There ain't no 8-minute commercial breaks here. We're not pre-recorded and edited and dressed up for your show and all that, like all the podcasters. That's why they're podcasters. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do that. I can ad-lib and I can do a show and I can come up. I remember when I was doing Onside and there were a couple people trying. And I said, here, I'm going to give you a topic. Here's a topic. I want you to read this article, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to put you on the mic. I want you to talk about it for half an hour. He goes to me, I can't do that. And I go, well, then you can't do radio. Wait a minute. And he got insulted with that. And I go, well, I'm sorry, bro. Radio is something that life is never going to be perfect for. You know, we're going to have technical difficulties. Shit's going to happen. You won't be able to have a guest. You won't be able to take phone calls. You won't be able to have commercials. Can you imagine some of these people on radio and they have 2, 3, 4 hosts on the show? and they still run out of things to talk about. So, I'm by myself. Obviously, Sean helps me out a lot in things, but I'm the one that drives all the conversation and leads it from one topic to another, to another, to another. You know what I mean? So what I do, nobody really does. Not on radio and certain podcasts. And plus, most of them are all limited to one topic. Not what I do. We're actually we do sports and we do music and life and politics, and Bitcoin and all that. Because obviously, since I've become a Bitcoin guy, politics get involved in it because it affects what we invest in. So we go all over the place, and so with our depth, we get to talk about everything. So I can actually just open a mic and start flowing and talking about all kinds of things because there's a lot of things going on in my head. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world, and I can actually just go off on a whole bunch of different topics. So that's why we're. I love when people say, you're podcast. You're a podcaster. No, I'm not a podcaster. We're a live show. We're a live show. So, it is what it is. What are you going to do? By the way, don't forget the Big Cheese. On Friday, we will have Manny Navarro, and he will join us. And, well, that's a StreamYard. But he'll join us for our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report. So we'll talk about that with him. Hopefully, we'll get David Feronis. And by the way, those of you that are out there, you want to help us big time, go to StreamYard.com, okay? And the site will be pulled up. And then on the right side, you hit the little 4 lines, and then go to login. You're going to get no healthy upstream. If any of you get a login, that means they're up. Tell us. Give us a heads up, and we can go to our StreamYard. You know what I'm saying?
Check.
Yeah, I know. I just checked right now while I'm talking. I'm multitasking and checking just for the hell of it, But no. But tomorrow we'll have Manny Navarro, StreamYard, of course, with the help of StreamYard. Who knows? Maybe Sean can come up with a different system by tomorrow. His crazy ass would do that. Anyway, this is a tired-ass motherfucker. Anyway, we'll have Manny tomorrow, and if we don't get David today, and we got to send him a text already and tell him that we're not going to have him, we'll get David. I'll either talk to him tonight if StreamYard is up, and then we'll post it, or he'll join us tomorrow morning overall, and then we'll get that done. Let's get to our 3A Graphics Sports calendar, so at least I can talk about some of this stuff. Tonight, it's Oilers and Panthers, by the way, and the Oilers are plus 130 on the money line. The Panthers are minus 155. As you all know, Panthers are going for the kill shot tonight. They're up 2-1. They can take a stranglehold, a lock on the series, whatever you want to call it, with a win tonight, and I'll get into that in a minute. The Pacers, surprised, shocked the world again. 116 to 107. They were 5.5, 6-point dogs in this game. Indy takes a 2-1 lead. Halliburton with 22. Siakam with 21. Benedict, Mathurin, which of course you had it in your parlay.
Yes.
Of course. Yes. 27 points. Okay. SGA. It took him 20 shots to score 24, and he had 6 turnovers with 4 assists. They can't afford for him not to be exceptional. So whatever. But 2-1 lead. We'll see what happens. Game 4 on Friday should be fun. Thunder favored by 6 again. Over and under is 225.5. Pacers plus 185 on the money line. And the Thunder are minus 225 because with a great performance comes a dud right after, right? That's kind of what happened. Saturday, USL Super League Championship Final, and your Fort Lauderdale United are in it, baby. They took down the #1 seed last week, and now they've got their sights set on the Tampa Bay Sun FC. It's interesting, right? The Panthers had to take down the Lightning before they could take down the NHL. So the battle for the world powers of hockey were happening in Florida before it happened for the rest of the two continents, or countries. I'm sorry, not we're both on the same continent. Countries. Okay? Now, well, the USL Super League, their championship has come down to the state of Florida. Once again, dominating in hockey and now in football. So Saturday, 7:30 on Peacock, you can catch Tampa Bay Sun FC taking on Our Lady from Fort Lauderdale, United, going for the championship. Okay? All right? So get your asses out there. And Tyrone Mears, the 4th best head coach in South Florida on the Big O radio show rankings. We are the only outlet, only media that ranks the head coaches in town. And Tyrone Mears, by getting his team into the championship, becomes the 4th best head coach in South Florida. So if you happen to be a South Florida fan like I am through and through, and you can go to Tampa, get your asses in the car. If you live in Tampa and you live, eat, and breathe South Florida sports, what the hell are you doing? Go support the Fort Lauderdale United. 7:30, baby, at Riverfront Stadium in Tampa. I would actually like to go. My crazy ass would like to get in a car and go see that. That'd be pretty cool, actually. I know it's not a big deal for most of you out there, but it is for me. Saturday, 8 o'clock, FIFA World Cup. You can watch it on DAZN. Ali Ahali, Gesundheit, I have no idea how it's pronounced, against InterMiami. Let's see what happens. We'll see if the old farts can actually get it done. Okay? We'll find out. We will find out. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. We always appreciate that. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir, for your amazing and thoughtful and beautiful generosity every single week, sir. Thank you, as always. And he just keeps it simple. He never asks any complicated questions. He just says, have a great day. That's it. Have a great day. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Very, very kind. Appreciate you, man. And, of course, he's helping us get to Spain, which that is also pretty awesome. So, what else do we have going on in the world of deportes? Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, I wanted to talk about Panthers. Okay. Tonight, we talked about this. Okay. We talked about this in the post-game show, and I'm going to go over it a little bit. Game 3 meant absolutely freaking nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Okay? It was nice, but if you lose tonight, it's a 3-game series. The season just restarted. Everything you did gets erased. We can just say, okay, let's have a rematch and you guys play a 3-game set. And let's find out. In basics. If you want to finish the mental and physical beatdown of the Oilers that you saw already in Game 3, when the Panthers are walking away from taking shots, it's laughable at that point. What's the guy, Gadavich or Gadavich, whatever. I mean, that psycho's laughing at you like this is
Blood coming out his mouth.
like, yeah, like you want to play dirty, I can be as dirty, I can take it, I can deliver it. It doesn't matter, ref. Bring it, bro. Let's go. I'm a freaking warrior. I'm a what's that called? Damn it, Spartacus. You know, those guys. You know, that's it. They're ready to go. But, ladies and gentlemen, you can beat down the Oilers mentally and physically. Bro, you got them to a point that their fans are fighting amongst each other. You saw those videos of the Oilers fans? I mean, you Oilers fans out there, some of you, of course, you guys are first-class losers. You're fighting yourselves. That's how bad it is. So the Panthers have got them where they want, but you lose tonight 1-0, 2-1, 5-1. Serious tie. And then their deflated sales, their deflated egos get all reinflated. I don't know if that's a word.
It is now.
It is now. That's what's going to happen. So, what happened in Game 3 means nothing until you finish it tonight in Game 4. And then we can get cocky. Up 3-1, you have beaten them down mentally and physically. Now, I can tell you, yeah, I feel good. They can't come back. This is a great team. They've got 2 top-notch scorers. Now, I think what's going on is what a lot of you think is what's going on. The Panthers are wearing you down like they do to everybody in every single series. And it all started a couple of years ago with who? Tampa Bay. Until you were able to get into the ring, okay, and fight the lion and the brontosaurus and the dinosaur and everything else like those warriors did back in the day, in the Roman days. Until you were ready to take down the lightning, you weren't going to be able to be the king of the arena in the NHL. So you've done that. But you got to finish the job tonight, because if not, you're giving them every bit of life. And right now, you're playing your game. Your game is you've outlasted everybody. We outpunch you. We're more athletic. All of that. We have the skill you have, but we also have the physicality you don't. And when the Oilers just completely went to that the other night, Panthers had them right where they want. So tonight, that threshold may be very important. So the Panthers are going to have to push, prod, and play their game and force them to cross that threshold again. The interesting part is that if the Oilers can't walk away like the Panthers do in Game 3, that they're taking dirty shots and they're not retaliating. If they can do that for the first period and a half against the Panthers, that's their only chance at winning this game. But the Panthers are going to come at them. Kachuk and these people know they can F with them, and they're going to F with them. And they're going to try to get them off their game because it's easy to get them off their game. You see that, I see that. I see them wearing them down. You see that, I see that. It's kind of the MO. But we all have to kind of pump our brakes until we get this. Then we can be the cocky, obnoxious fan that, hey, we feel good. We're going to finish this bitch out. They're going to win the cup. We're going to watch them celebrate one more time, although I think it's not going into the ocean. Supposedly that they don't want that. That's apparently what's been talked about, that they don't want that. Okay. Let's see. Big O is the best. Thank you very much, Matthew. That's too nice, sir. Thank you. Alexis, you're never tardy. You're just part of the family. Lots of people watch the show later on and listen to it later on and watch or listen as much as they can, you know. Sounds like the sound is coming through your PC. Yes, we have already talked about that, Lenny. Thank you for saying all the stuff we've already talked about. True Fin Fan won $280 last night thanks to the Pacers. Nice. Let's see. True Fin Fan also now catching up to everything going on. Jay Slim also now catching up to everything that's going on. Let's see.
Sound any better?
Yep. Apparently not. You know why? Also, I got to tell you, dude, do me a favor. Work this way.
Well, what I did was I cut the mic off with you.
Well, then how's it going to pick it up then?
That's what I'm trying to find. That's what I'm asking you to do better.
I know, but turn the laptop. So the wall, you're walling away all of that, or trying at least as much as possible. So I don't know if it'll help because there's less noise this way than that way. That way, of course, there's a whole bunch of people gambling. So there you go. Thank you, True Fin Fan. I appreciate it. And Okay, we're back. Question is, are we back? That's the question. Are we back? Are we? We are back, huh? Okay. Okay. It sounds better. Sounds better. Like it sounds like like we can. Yeah, like maybe it's coming through the mic now. Now, does it sound good? How does it sound? Let me see. Sounds good? That sounds pretty good, actually. Sounds pretty good. All right, we reset and, crap happens, dude. So it looks like I can actually now have a talk show. I've talked shit for 50 minutes. So now I can talk show. It's live, baby. It's live. It's all the way live. Don't even have to walk. Don't even have to talk. Just slide, slippity slide. Just forget about your troubles in your 9 to 5. Just sail on. That's what you do. Just sail on. All right. Victoria is ours. All right, we're back. We're back, Jack. We're ready to talk. We got a lot of to talk about.
I wish I had a tall beer, Aquavision, to spill.
Yeah. Yep. But give Sean a lot of props there. Figured it out. Got through. It's not easy what he does, dude. It's a pain in the ass. And when StreamYard does what they did to us today, although I got it in defense of StreamYard, this is the first time in 5 years that this happens. Okay. In 3 days or 2 days, June 14 or 15. It's the 14th, right? June 14th, it becomes officially 5 years that we're solo on our own platform and all that. And in the 5 years, this has never happened with StreamYard. We have never, ever had StreamYard down like this. So I don't know what happened. Hey, dude, yesterday, some airline that just closed and didn't tell anybody about it. You know what I'm saying? So did StreamYard just close and didn't tell anybody about it? I think they're making hand over fist, dude. Everybody streams on that shit. So I don't know. They got to be making money. If they're not making money, then they're just as mismanaged as our governments. Okay. That's for damn sure. Every 4 years, we put in some clown. Anyway. All right. Still, like I told you, no David Furones today, unfortunately, because we don't have our StreamYard fix. So hopefully these idiots figure things out. And then tomorrow. Oh, by the way, also today, I don't know about Panthers post game. I don't even know how to do it because I'm in my home and he's at his home, and we're not just gonna. So I don't even know if we're even gonna be able to do a Panthers post game if StreamYard doesn't get their crap fixed by tonight. I won't be able to do a Panthers post game either. Okay, and so hopefully, are we supposed to be at Acura tomorrow? We are, right?
When we conclude here, I'm going to try to go home and see if I can. I know there's another one. I just got to see how much because it's a lot more production on the back end. So I need to see how that will work out with the way this show is so fluid that we're switching overlays and everything else. The other one, you have to size every time you do anything. So there is that option there. So we can make that work. It's just a lot more on the back end. But we can check and see if that will work to get us through. And I mean, so we have a backup if we ever need it, not necessarily anything else.
Yeah, because this has never happened.
StreamYard does good usually. I just don't know.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. This is completely freakish.
And for this platform, it works out perfectly for what it does because
it does.
Everything, again, like I said, everything's so fluid and moving.
It's weird. By the way, please smash the hell out of the like button. Very, very important. Very important that you smash the hell out of the like button. We only have 35 likes. That's I kind of find it kind of dickish
You come to watch a show and whatever, and then you don't like hit the like button, especially like the first hour. We're killing ourselves here. I'm talking up a storm. The man's trying to fix the audio, and the least you can do is hit the like button to get the algorithms going and all that kind of stuff. I don't understand why that is such an effort for people to hit the like button. It's the weirdest dynamic that I've ever seen in streaming. It's like you're watching somebody, but you don't even do the slight favor of hitting the like button. You know what I mean? So it's just I find it kind of odd. I really do. I find it kind of odd. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, because audio and everything. Yeah, we will. Okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. All right. I like that. I like that idea. Let's see. What else do we have? Jeff in Long Island says, I'm live now because I'm fast forward past the mute part. Yeah. Says one little hiccup for 10 minutes in 5 years. I think it's no big deal. Well, we'll see. We'll see tonight if I can do the show tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, that'll be the key. Anyway, let's get to let me get to my first Dolphins topic and get into some stuff that I saw, and I want to talk a little bit about. I saw McDaniel today take the podium and talk, and there's a lot of ums and ahs and a lot of knows, and I think it's kind of a new one. He slides in there every once in a while. The ums, the ahs, and the knows are in there, and he's got a new word that he constantly is using now: tonality. And this whole thing about that Bradley Chubb came out, well, we all tried, we all said we were going to do it, but we really weren't buying into it this year. This year we're trying to do it, and we'll see. So he did leave it like kind of open, because you know why? Deep down inside, that's not the shit you talk about, bro. That's the shit you display. Panthers don't talk about how tough they are. They never mention that. Do they ever say that? They just say, no, we just play our game. And it's the media that brings it. Hey, your physicality, this, that, or what. And hey, we're just playing our game. They don't need to brag about it. They don't need to talk about it like that. And that's where it's phony through and through. It's hilarious because today I ran into, I don't know, some dude there, some Dolphin fan, whatever. And he he put out a video of Booger McFarland, right? Yeah, but I can tell the dude that tagged me with every other writer and all that. And Booger comes on and says, well, I'm gonna call out McDaniel because everybody talked about his passing game and this and that. But they don't run the ball there. And that's where you gotta run the ball, you gotta be physical. And I'm laughing, I'm going, and obviously whoever this dude is that tags me and a bunch of others doesn't listen to the show. Like, he's an idiot for even tagging me with this shit. Like, I'm the one that wanted Derrick Henry last year. I'm the one that for 2 years or 3 years I've been talking about build the line of Montezuma in front of, Tua. Like, I've been talking about this over and over again, that when you have the Marinos and you have the Tom Bradys and the Peyton Mannings and the Drew Breeses of the world, statues, that's what Tua is. Build a line and run it's like people talk shit and then they don't listen, they don't pay attention. And that's why this idiot goes and tags me with a bunch of other people, because I'm not the one that says that. Just like some, like Poopart, I'll call his ass out, love him and everything, but I'm going to call his ass out because that was stupid when he said, oh, Tua needs the perfect team. No, dude, Tua doesn't need the perfect team. Tua needs a good team around him. when it was even, right? In Alabama, it was even between him and Jalen Hurts. The team was there, everything was there, and then they were at halftime, and they needed a real quarterback to pass because they have the team. They needed the passer. Oh, let's go with Tua, and they won. They won the national championship. They benched Jalen Hurts. Tua sent Jalen Hurts to Oklahoma. Tua needs what they have in Minnesota the last couple of years, what they have in Detroit the last couple of years. He doesn't need the perfect team. He needs what Ryan Tannehill had for 4 years in Tennessee. Does he have any of that here? No. No. So, this is the problem. You have, whether it's fans that are putting out bullshit out there that, well, I don't give a shit what Booger said. I'm years ahead of Booger. He doesn't know 1/10 of the Dolphins that I know, 100th. And most writers and most beat people that are on or have been don't know either. Because they don't have the depth, the history that I have with the team from beginning to end. So I understand everything that goes on with this team constantly. It's fake. You can't build up tonality in the offseason. It's fake that the media keeps, well, and what about Zach Sealer's contract? Meanwhile, Sealer's practicing, not complaining, but there's the media setting it up, or there's fans creating bullshit. That's what all this is, all over. This is the off season, and that's all there is FUD and talk and hot air. Let's fill this space up with bullshit. Oh, Tua needs the perfect team. Oh, and let's put it on McDaniel now for an hour. Oh, here's, McDaniel talking about tonality for the team. And there's Chubb. You ask him, now he has to come up with some weak-ass answer. No, all that is talk, dude. And no, there's not a bit of substance in any of it. The reporting, the fans, the head coach, the players, zero substance. That's what the offseason is all about. Zero substance. Dolphin offseason, media, coaches, and fans. Zero substance. There's your title. All you people do is just talk shit. Everything's done on the field. What's the other one I saw this morning? Oh, it's time to put up or shut up. Bro, that passed already. They had the better teams, the ones that actually had an opportunity, and that coach screwed it up. You think now's the time? It's over. It's over. We're just waiting for the implosion and then to put in Weaver. That's all we're waiting for. Just blah, 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 blah. That's all I hear, man. And when you hear Mike McDaniel, it is the Peanuts teacher. Want, 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 want. Right. Yeah. You young people go watch Charlie Brown and then the teacher in class. That's it. Okay. And then you'll get the whole joke of that, which resonates forever, by the way. Forever. That joke should last forever. Okay. But it's just McD, a standard of how we do our business. I heard that today and I laughed my ass off. My brother, we're in year 4 of your ass. All I've watched is you can't win a challenge. That's how you do your business, Mike McDaniel. You can't get in a play on time. That's how you do your business, Mike McDaniel. Your players run the wrong routes. That's how you do your business. You put no emphasis on guards. That's how you do your business. I'm laughing my ass off. Your quarterbacks, they're not even prepared because that's how you do your business. You don't stay with the running game because that's how you do your business. That's the quote. The standard of how we do our business. So being unorganized, lazy, soft, and can't win either challenges like a call or challenges like a coach figuring your ass out. Which one is it, McDaniel? Because that's been the tonality that's been set. Interesting, he uses the word I can use on him. Wow, what a concept. Yeah, your tonality sucks, dude. Your tonality is weak. And I'm tired of hearing the FUD, bro. I'm tired of hearing the FUD from the media, my fellow media. I'm tired of hearing the FUD from silly ass fans. And I'm tired of hearing the FUD from this silly ass organization. Anyway, let me do the 3A graphics sports calendar because we had some technical difficulties and now it sounds nice and clear. The great Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. Call him for custom printing and embroidery. We have one of our listeners, actually, I think it was like a month ago, out of state, or was called, I forgot now what state it was. But anyway, out of state just called for actually some uniforms, which is really cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And mention our name. Remember, man, whenever you reach out to our sponsors, if you go to Acura Pembroke Pines or Subaru of Pembroke Pines or Toyota of Hollywood, make sure you mention our show. You know, if you call Cutter's Edge Pro and you get the landscaping done anywhere in South Florida, make sure you mention us. Moody's Dental, it's very important you mention us, man. So very important. And thank you for mentioning Ray Graphics. Alan told me that the other day. Column 786-618-1443. Tonight, it's Oilers and Panthers, game 4. They got to get it done. The Oilers are plus 130. The Panthers are minus 155 on the money line. Florida leading 2-1. Game, not game time, face-off is at 8 o'clock. Pacers over OKC. They did it once again, 116-107. Indy takes a 2-1 lead in that one. Of course, you figured Benedict Mathurin would kick ass with 27 points. We all had that one. SGA struggled with only 24 points on 9 of 20 shooting and also had 6 turnovers. Your best player, that team can't afford to have that player play like that. Game 4 will be on Friday in Indianapolis at 8:30 on ABC. Saturday, 7:30, your ladies, the Fort Lauderdale United, my favorite team and yours. They're in Tampa to take on the Tampa Bay Sun FC for the USL Super League Championship. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right. Tyrone Mears, head coach, 4th best head coach in the Big O radio show, South Florida head coach rankings. He's right behind Spo, Paul Maurice, and Mr. Crutchfield. How about that? Both 3 and 4 are right in the Nova, what's it called? Compound. I'm gonna call it a compound because that bitch is big, bro. It's a compound. How about that? There's some. Now that they got the Dolphins out of there, some good blood in there, bro. Going on. Anyway, Saturday, 8:00, FIFA World Cup. You can watch it on DAZN. Al Ahly taking on Inter Miami. Let's see if the boys can survive. All right. By the way, Panthers playing with fire tonight. Oh, shit. This is not good. Sorry, I got to mention it. I saw Josh Moser on Twitter say something about Jason Taylor banging the drum. Well, technically, he is a Hurricane. He's not a Dolphin. You're making a point there. I'm feeling better now. I'm feeling better. I didn't think about that. You got me. You got me.
You know he's going to be introduced as Miami Dolphins Hall of Famer.
No.
They got to introduce him as Miami Hurricanes defensive line coach.
No. Yes. And tonight, banging the drum, University of Miami defensive line coach Jason Taylor. Please, Panthers, don't say Dolphins great Jason Taylor. Please don't. The poor man won nothing with them because he's got the stank of the Dolphins on him. You know what I'm saying? By the way, the Hurricanes aren't winning anything while he's there either. Maybe the stank of the Dolphins is also affecting the Hurricanes. I'm just saying. They've only won like twice with Dolphins. They usually lose. They've got like it's like 2-6 or 2-5 or something like that. It's not a good record, bro. But Hurricanes defensive line coach Jason Taylor.
That'll be good for
banging
recruiting
the drum tonight. Yes.
I'm sure Mario's gonna be like, look, make sure they say Hurricanes. All right, want to keep your job,
Mario? That's right. Get your again. You're on a roll, Mario. Get your shit together, bro. Make sure they say Hurricanes defensive line coach Jason Taylor. You got to do the responsible thing, Mario. Just saying. I'm just trying to help, dude. I want my Panthers to win, and I want them to have nothing to do with the Dolphins because the Dolphins are the bad luck schleprock of South Florida. It's what they are. And I had to date myself. Do we have a modern day? I've asked this before. Do we have a modern day bad luck schleprock? Drake? Right? Drake? Drake is the modern day bad luck schleprock? He is Canadian, eh?
right? So he's going to go with Edmonton, right?
And he'll lose.
Yes. So there we
He'll
go.
lose.
Maybe he'll counter the Dolphins stink.
And he lost recently some bet with one of the championships or something that what was it that he bet that it was famous that he lost with? Somebody lost too a lot of money also on OKC last night. I forgot who it was. Somebody famous also lost a lot of money yesterday. So remember, he was a Jet and a Redskin. Hey, if he was a Jet, that's even more like stank on him. Poor man. I mean, he was a great player. It's not his fault, but it's just like the stank stuck to him. You know what I mean? The ladies, they say, wow, what a beautiful human being. But man, the stank stuck to him. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just looking at the Drake curse.
Oh, yeah, the Drake. So Drake is our modern day schlepper.
Here's the Drake's most significant betting losses. He bet 1.59 on Israel Adesanya and 281. UFC 281 lost. He put 1.25 million on the Maple Leafs in Game 7 against the Florida Panthers. They lost.
Yeah, I
He
remember.
put 1 million on Argentina, but he put the bet for them to win in regular time.
Regulation.
Game went to overtime,
Okay.
so he lost that bet. He put 1.2 million on Jake Paul. He lost that fight to Tommy Fury.
Oh, that was it. I remember that.
He put 565,000 on Tyson Fury. He lost to Usyk.
Okay.
300,000 on Canada to defeat Argentina in the Copa America tournament.
What an
Lost.
idiot.
And then he put 355,000 on Mike Tyson against Jake Paul.
Okay.
Those are just some of the significant losses.
And by the way, just in case the sound sucked, Ho Yoon, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. I want to make sure I mention that because, the sound sucked before. And the man is amazingly dedicated to our show and helps us grow. And so thank you for just being you, dude. Thank you very much. And he keeps it nice and simple and just says, have a great day. He never complains. He never even sends a question in or rarely or anything. So thank you, Ho Yoon. People like you are pretty special, man. You don't ask for anything and all you do is give. And real blessing. Thank you. We're blessed to have you support us, man. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Some more on the great Drake betting line. He is publicly up 1.9 million on all his sports bets. He's wagered over $34.13 million, and his return is 36.16. He has won 30 out of 77 bets, losing 47 times.
Okay, so he's bad luck Schleprock. All right, well, there you go. So we do have a modern day bad luck Schleprock. It's Drake. At least I figured that out. I was able to remember that Drake is maybe the bad luck Schleprock of modern day. And the good, bad luck Schleprock was just like an animated cartoon. It wasn't even real. Drake is the real thing. Real life, like bad luck Schleprock. And the Dolphins. If the Panthers lose tonight, I'm telling you, I am going to call Trump, and I'm going to demand an executive order that the Miami Dolphins never beat the drum again. Just want you to know that. If the Panthers lose tonight, I will demand the orangutan put together one of those little things that he does. It's only going to last for 4 years. And, it's 4 years at least, but at least for the rest of this run while they have like these people, we don't have any more Dolphins banging the drum. I mean, so Dolphins, this is like your last chance to be allowed to bang the drum. Okay? So, sorry. I'm going to get protesters to block the entrance to the arena and never allow a Dolphin inside. Yeah. I'll talk to Trump. I'll get the executive order. I'll talk to rioters, and I'll have them, put a perimeter on the building and not allow any kind of Dolphin in. I mean, it's really the only thing we can do. We cannot allow the stank of the Dolphins to ruin anything with the Florida Panthers. Do you understand that a Dolphin might be the reason why we go to Game 5 in an even series? I'm just telling you, Jason, and the Dolphins, if the Panthers lose tonight and you guys and Jason did bang the drum tonight, all of it goes on the Dolphins. That's it. I was disappointed to hear that. I don't know who makes that decision, but whoever did. Oh, by the way, also fire that person too. Okay? Fire that person. Seriously. How do you not bring somebody from the Fort Lauderdale United to do that tonight? How is Tyron Mears not doing it tonight? By the way, why?
I love me some Jason Taylor, but like it's usually like relevance, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Jason Taylor's a defensive line coach in college now. Well, we can't get somebody better up in there.
Yeah, and get somebody that actually like won something.
Yeah. Did he win at Akron?
I don't think he won with
No, nothing there either.
No, he zipped to nothing there.
Zipped out to the NFL.
Yeah. Let's get people that actually like won something, bro. Get Dwayne Wade. Bring back LeBron. Yeah, ask me to do it. I mean, a Dolphin? It's not a really good idea. You know what? Zonka can still do it, then maybe, at least if you're going to do a Dolphin, like go back to like the era that actually like matters. Don't pick the rest of the decades of just chokers. You know what I'm saying? It's what they are, exceptional chokers for 40 years. How you doing, my brother? Today we've got technical snafus.
Tactical snafus.
Yeah, like StreamYard isn't working, so we had to go like straight live to YouTube. No commercials, no billboards, nothing. We're like raw.
Wow. You're going raw technology.
Raw. So I've just been like talking straight through for over an hour.
So,
Just
what do you have, a bathroom underneath in your chair there?
no, we're good.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. Listen, I gotta come off with something right from the hip here. This morning, I had to take a Lyft, Uber, Lyft. Nice guy picks me up, Pierre. Great kid, young kid. He's got his own little private business, and we start talking, and it's about Miami Dolphins. He's a football fan. He's a Miami Dolphin fan.
Poor kid.
I says, Pierre, I says, the word on the street is that the Dolphins aren't trying this year. And you know what? He said something. I said, Pierre, I'm going on a podcast today. I'm going to steal your line. He goes, Steve, it's a quiet tank. They're quietly tanking the season. That's what this is, a kid in Stewart, Florida. Yeah. Pierre, I love the kid. We were laughing. It was a great.
At least he
No,
can.
I was in Stewart. I had to get it was like 7 a.m. I had to drop my boat off. If you ever had a boat, you have to get your boat fixed. It's like really
Smart.
I have the greatest.
Yes.
Yeah. If you ever have a boat, I have the best boat mechanic in the world at Manatee Marina in Stewart. Doug and John, and they got this guy in training, Chase. They're the 3 best. I haven't been there in 6 months. How you doing, Steve? They remember your name. They don't charge over. They're not overpriced. 40 years I've owned a boat. I've complained about boat mechanics for about 38 years until 3 years ago when I met Doug and John. These guys are great. And then I meet Pierre, who's saying the Dolphins are quietly tanking.
He's a smart fan.
He's a young kid, nice
Smart
kid.
fan. Been trying to tell people that for months now.
The quiet tank. Got the quiet tank. Why I can't even say it. Quiet again. Quiet tank. So
It's
it's
just
just a sin.
People don't get it.
And he knew the whole thing. Greer and the owner, he went like this. They're like this. They're tight. They're tight. And he goes, yeah, I guess McDaniels is Gonzo. Think about it. Everybody in the audience knows. A lot of people know. You're telling me McDaniel doesn't know? Like, what's he really thinking? He's got to know what's going on.
Of course he knows.
He's not that clueless. But I think if I could just give him one bit of advice for Coach McDaniel, don't wear the capris. Stop with the capris.
I'll give you something funny. That's sad too at the same time. Okay, I was saving this for a segment I was going to talk about, but the Dolphins hierarchy seems to make plans that don't include their head coaches. Think about it.
That's a shame.
Think about it. They get Flo, and it's like, yo, we're tanking. And Flo's like, huh, what? No, we're not tanking. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about tanking?
Yeah.
I'm not tanking, and he didn't coach like he tanked, but they clearly
Greer and
without, because you don't necessarily tell them we're tanking, but it's like, yo, you see what we're trying to do here? Like you have no talent, like we're trying to tank, and the guy was actually trying to win, which was stupid on his part, by the way, but whatever.
it turned out okay for him.
Not really, because he
He's-
ended up, if he tanks, he gets Joe Burrow. And his life might have been a little different since he can't coach offense. Burrow might bail him out.
You're assuming they would have kept him. They didn't like him, and the owner didn't get along. He was gonzo.
No, but he was gonzo after all of that developed. If from the get-go he bites the apple and goes along with everything,
and he would have
then everything goes smoothly for him. But he was not part of the plan. Okay.
I guess they didn't send him the memo.
So this offseason, veterans left and right have defected. People don't sign here and come back, or others want out. That's all this has been. And they did not spend anything in free agency outside of the guard because they said, well, I know he's gone, but we still have the quarterback. We have to protect his ass. So we got to go buy a guard and draft one. That's what they did. The rest of the draft is pretty much defense. Outside of the big running back at the end or whatever, that's a 6th rounder. Who cares about that? But my point is, you did minimal for everything. Now, Jonnu Smith, your most consistent pass catcher,
up-and-coming star,
okay, now wants to leave.
All he did was make the Pro Bowl.
And by the way, he doesn't really want to stay, okay, because if he really wanted to stay, he'd be just like Zach Sealer. He'd be playing and practicing, and and they'll give Zach Sealer a new contract. He wants to leave because he and his agent are probably asking for a lot of money now because they want to break the bank with the Dolphins. Now, if they can go to another team that's a winner,
and they have a quarterback that throws to a tight end,
they'll take a little less there to be there. You know what I mean? I know how this whole game is played. So everything is turning out to be an absolute disaster of a season. They have no depth. But the problem is not enough writers, not enough people are talking about it and challenging them because it's so obvious that this is all about, bro, we signed this guy and we made a mistake. We're going to let him sink or swim now. And if he doesn't, we'll fire him and we're going to put in Weaver because that's our best candidate now to take over this team. So all we're waiting for this season is to wait for the implosion and then hand it over to Weaver at some point during the season. This is why I've said that this year is not going to be much. It's only going to be a couple games that are, you'll be excited for. And maybe the Spain one will be one of them because against, Washington and all that good stuff. And you hope that they play well. But this season is maybe about a couple of moments that you'll have. It's not about any substance, bro.
Even Pierre in Port St. Lucie, Florida knows. Even Pierre, and an avid fan of me, a young kid, young guy.
Dude, they've shown you the entire offseason. This is not an offseason that was ever made like for people that they're on the hot seat. They ran this entire offseason like they're comfortable and they're coming back, and that's because everybody got a new contract, but they figured out that the one guy they need to definitely change is the head coach.
Yeah, and that will happen. So
and remember, the offseason was handled a lot for the defense. So you appeased the new head coach.
Yes. So he doesn't run away. So maybe as a gambling establishment, we have sports betting here, and our QR
we
code
just
is
were
up.
talking about that.
Please sign up as Fast and Furious. But maybe we should start a pick the date. A pick the date when it actually happens, and we can give odds on a date. Like obviously, the Monday after the season, that would be one odds. The December, after the 14th game,
I got something to talk to you about. I need in a few minutes we'll talk about that. I got that will help you out that you'll like.
All right.
Okay.
You want to talk about it right now?
Little change for the show. Okay, sure.
All right.
Why don't we change to Mondays?
Monday. Yeah,
because you and I always talk football, and we could talk Monday, fresh football.
I'm off on Sunday and Monday.
Oh, okay.
How about Tuesday?
Okay, yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday
because
works.
It goes all the way to Thursday.
Yeah, that's old news.
And that's what I was saying.
Let's
Because
go Tuesday.
you know what I'm saying.
Let's do Tuesday. I'm all about Tuesday.
You know. Okay. So then
Tuesday's great.
Tuesday.
Tuesday it is.
That's what I was telling you. I was going to say, man, why don't we just move it to Mondays? Because it would be perfect.
Monday would be better, but I've
Be
had Sunday,
perfect.
Monday off for the last.
You're the boss, bro.
Well,
I didn't know that.
My
You're the
my
boss,
wife
bro.
is more the boss. She likes
Right,
Sunday,
I-
Monday
I-
off.
I feel that one. Feel that
Yes,
one.
So I have that. But
Feel
we'll
that one.
so talk about Hialeah Park.
So there you go. We're gonna be switching to Tuesdays now.
Tuesdays it is, and we'll be like a Tuesday recap. After everybody's recapped on Monday, we're gonna start picking up on the. We're gonna be picking on the recaps. That was the wrong recap. Here's the right recap.
Yeah.
We're gonna correct the recap on Tuesday.
Hey, by the way, those Monday Night Football games,
oh,
3:00 Sunday, Tuesdays for us. That helps us recover a little bit. By the way,
There
I
you go.
just thought about that. That's
Monday,
good for us.
Monday football.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about Hialeah Park. We got something for your viewers and for your listeners. Downstairs, we're doing a lot of things. Last week we talked about Vicky Bakery coming here.
Oh,
They'll be
yeah?
here in July. Gonna be
Yeah.
on. Come on, it's the perfect marriage. The Vicky
Dude,
Bakery
yeah, but-
brand,
yeah,
the Hialeah
but-
Park
but
brand.
did you ever think what you're going to do to me now? Did you ever think about me now? Because every time I get here now, I'm going to go to Vicky Bakery.
Well, I'm worried too. I'm also worried.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
You're here
worried
every day.
because we've had meetings every Tuesday, and Vicky Bakery brings pastelitos to the meetings, and so it's extremely dangerous. Like
so dangerous.
The meetings are on Tuesdays. Actually, they're on Tuesdays.
So
funny
dangerous.
as it is, and I had to ask him this past Tuesday. Please don't bring pastries next week. Please don't. I'm sadly saying that because I'm eating like 2 or 3 in a meeting
Yeah, for sure.
at 3:30 in the afternoon.
I know.
It's like an in-betweener meal. It's not
I
really dinner.
don't
It's not really
blame you,
lunch. It's
bro.
not breakfast. So we have Vicky.
I can have their guava pastellis. Like it's going out.
Oh,
It's so dangerous.
Pastelitos con queso. That
That's
with
your
the sugar.
favorite?
Oh man, Whew, and they got a good one. It's a new one. They try new stuff. It's a flan pasta.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, relatively new. I'm telling you, that might be. It's
Wow.
itching into number one. But
It's
anyhow,
interesting.
I want
Delicious.
your viewers, your listeners to hear that when you come in to our casino floor on the first floor, I think in about 2 weeks it's going to be done. You're going to walk in from the north parking lot, and on the left-hand side is the cage, the right-hand side is the Players Club. And then you're going to look at the casino, and on the right it's going to be slot machines. On the left, it's going to be all a table games area. We're bringing all the electronic table games up to the front area, and we're putting player-banked table games on that floor. So you'll have 3-card poker. You'll have Texas heads-up Hold'em or Texas Hold'em poker table with dealers.
Wow, that's
With dealers.
cool.
Not blackjack because there's that little group there. I think it's a tribal group. I'm not sure what their name is, but they don't. They're against us having blackjack. But we have electronic blackjack. We have electronic roulette. We have electronic craps, and we'll have the player bank games there. So you're going to walk in. It's going to have that real traditional feel. The left is going to be table games. The right is going to be slot machines. I think when we get it open, a week or two after we get it open, I put you right in the middle of it. I put you right in the middle of the table games. Just one thing, just to promote it all.
As long as you get the Ethernet line, we can broadcast anywhere.
We can get Ethernet anywhere in this building. Yes. Help us tell the guys start running the line. So that's a cool thing. We're just things like this. That's what we're doing in Hialeah. We're adding a restaurant, the electronic table games and the player bank table games downstairs. Awesome stuff. And it's gonna change us. It's gonna change us. It's gonna make it gonna be more exciting to come here more than ever.
Yeah, dude.
Well, now you'll be excited every Tuesday. Well, during football season,
and definitely in football season because we have 2 Monday nights. We have a 7:15 and then the regular 8:30, whatever the hell it is.
How many double Monday nights are there?
I think it's only one. It's the one. It's because it's always early in the season. There's one Monday night that they have a double.
Ours is 7:15.
Of course, we're the first one. Thank God we're slightly early that day.
Wow, who are we playing on Monday?
Oh, I have no idea.
I forget who that is.
I have no idea. Sean can look it up.
Well, now I got to leave. Oh no, I'm off. I'm off on Monday. I'm off. See, I'm good. Yeah, I hope I can be coherent on Tuesday. You know, that's my day. That's why my day. That's another reason why Sunday, Monday's off because of football. But anyhow, so it's all good here. Sports betting, new table games downstairs. You know, Vicky Bakery. It's a nice little thing. We're growing.
So dangerous.
We're growing. We're growing.
So
Oh
dangerous.
God, the Jets.
The Jets.
Oh boy.
The battle for fourth place.
Prime Video week 3, the prime game on Thursday against the Bills, and then week 4 with Monday night against the Jets.
It's the battle for fourth place.
Yeah, and then I hope, and then
Because I think the Patriots will be the second place team in our division.
they're improving. Their coach is certainly an upgrade.
Way better. And they had a really good offseason. And I'm a May guy. I actually like
May's
him.
he's got talent.
I hated they drafted him.
You know who's surprising in quarterback world? Bo Nix.
He shocked me.
Stunned the crap out of me.
Shocked me. I didn't think he was going to be Jack.
I'll tell you what.
I had no.
Want to know something? He didn't miss one play. He didn't get injured.
No, he was good, man.
And
he was
he
really
played
good.
fairly well. He played
Right.
for a rookie.
For a rookie, he played well, dude. He played well.
I guess Sean Payton is
I
better than
couldn't
I
have
thought.
been more. Maybe it's an aberration. Maybe it's just one season and then that's it. And that's happened before. I remember Derek Anderson with the Browns
Yeah.
got even a big contract and everything on 1 year and then never did anything again. So that could happen. But I gotta say, I was 1,000% wrong about that kid.
Bo Nix is
I
the
thought
real
Bo
deal.
Nix wasn't.
What do you think about?
I thought he was nothing. Steelers. Well, that's a bad team also. So that's good at least.
How late in the season with the Steelers?
That's the good thing about the Dolphins playing the Jets and the Steelers. They actually have a chance to beat those kind of teams.
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers won't be playing then.
What
At that point,
week
it'll
is
be
it?
over. Week 15.
No, but they run the ball there. They block. No,
Aaron
he's
Rodgers,
got it.
he ain't gonna last the whole year.
Maybe not. But he won't take a beating in Pittsburgh because they actually run the ball.
Yeah, but he's not. I don't even understand why he's signing. Why is he signing?
Ego.
You know why I think he's signing? Ego. He
Yeah.
wants to be in front of the camera. He wants to be talked
Needs
about.
the attention.
He's getting paid peanuts. This is a man that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He's getting paid $13 million guaranteed, 13.6 guaranteed, and like 5.8 like incentives, right? They got. Oh, by the way, half of those 5.8 incentives, he has to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and
I mean, come on. He's
signing
for
that roster. That roster's nothing.
and they're not getting to the Super Bowl. The Rooney's actually made a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
The Rooney's
the
actually made a really good deal.
The only problem is that team is so mediocre. They actually need a better quarterback to carry them, pretty much, because
This is a 1 year.
Yeah. This is a disaster because you don't have a quarterback.
They don't have a quarterback, so they got Aaron Rodgers until they figure it out for next year.
Right. That's all.
That's
They're
really
just
what
going
they're
through a
doing.
charade.
But could you believe that Aaron Rodgers signed for that little amount of money?
Yeah, because there's nobody else interested in the guy. Nobody wants him. They don't want him, dude.
Just retire.
Minnesota is going to go with their rookie, which, by the way, another guy like Bo Nix, I don't think much of either.
Yeah, who knows? That's a tough one.
And we'll see. Maybe he.
But I think the coach matters there.
Maybe he kills it. But what's the name of the kid now? The Minnesota kid. McCarthy. JJ McCarthy. I don't buy JJ McCarthy either. I think he was just a guy in Michigan.
He was the guy that made the quarterback.
He was great at
the
handing
quarterback
off.
spot. Yeah, he earned the quarterback spot.
I'm just like, I don't buy him.
But the coach,
and yet they said no to Aaron Rodgers, and they went with that young kid. And I got to tell you, your window is now. If you're the Vikings, I would have dealt with the headache of Rodgers.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I think Rodgers should retire. I think he's just playing football so he can be, pertinent. He could be talked
the
about.
The only thing is, I feel bad for those veterans and that team because I don't think a rookie is going to, solve.
Probably
the
not.
issue.
Probably not McCarthy.
No, dude, the Brady shit happens every once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe JJ McCarthy is Tom Brady anyway.
So what do you think? I have to run, but one more quarterback question. So, what's his name going to Seattle? What do you think happens? The Minnesota, the Jet and former Jet and former Minnesota Sam Darnold, going to Seattle. What kind of season do you think Darnold has in Seattle?
I think it'll be an up and down season. I don't think it'll be terrible, but I don't think it'll be anything special.
He'll just be adequate. Maybe
Right.
they may sneak into the playoffs.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they
And I
sneak in
think he'll choke in the big moment like he normally does.
He normally does, yeah.
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 He doesn't have the same team around him now.
Yeah.
He has to do more now, and that's not who he is.
Because it relates. So Sam Darnold relates to our backup quarterback.
Zach, yeah.
I mean, basically, both when you go to quarterback for the New York Jets, it's like where quarterbacks go to die,
Yes.
right? Darnold, our guy,
Geno Smith.
Aaron Rodgers. Everybody goes there to die. The quarterbacks
Yeah.
go there to die.
Yeah.
That's where you go. You go to the Jet organization. Somehow they kill you. They die, and you die.
Yeah.
And then and Darnold got a second life. Our guy, I don't know. Who knows? Our guy, I don't think he has a second life. But
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
that's where quarterbacks go to die.
Yeah, basically.
And so that's being my, I tell you, I have some friends in Jersey. I'm from Jersey.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shocker.
I don't even know if I mentioned that.
No idea.
I didn't mention it. But so I have a lot of friends in Jersey that are Jet fans, and it's painful. It's painful being a Jet fan. It's painful being a Dolphin. Well, it's almost like misery loves company. I'm a Dolphin fan, and they're Jet fans. It's like I think we have something in common.
Right.
Our organizations really are screwed up and don't know how to win. I think if we put the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Giants together and took the best starting lineup out of those 150 players, I don't think we'd really win. We maybe win more than half the games we lose
and barely have a chance.
Yeah, barely have a chance.
It's amazing how bad those organizations are nowadays.
I mean, maybe the Giants are going to turn it around. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
Well, but are you? So you weren't a Bo Nix, but are you a what's his name? What is the Giants quarterback? I like him a lot too.
But don't they have?
No, not Tom. No, not Tom.
Isn't that where they have like Russell Wilson?
No, but the quarterback, the rookie. The rookie's really the guy. Drake. They took a guy that was.
Who's the rookie they took? No, I forgot.
No, he's good.
They took him later.
Oh, did they take the kid with the rocket arm?
This kid might be the answer.
Did they take the Ole Miss kid? Are they the ones that took the Ole Miss kid?
It was the Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Jackson Dart. I mean, come on, that's a cool name.
Oh no, yeah,
Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
and you're a quarterback.
Yeah.
No, you got to throw darts. You got to
No,
hit. You got to hit. You got to
too.
hit bullseyes with darts.
Yeah, they do have to be darts.
Could you see the headline in the
Just
New York
accurate darts?
The New York Daily News. Dart hits the bullseye. If he has a good game. I mean, come on, there's gonna be all kinds of fun with those headlines.
Oh yeah, for sure. The
Jackson
Post
Dart.
have a
I'm like
have a
rooting
blast
for him to be good.
Yes,
I'm literally rooting for him to be good because he has a cool name.
Well, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna get it done with the other guys.
Well, Tommy, Tommy's not bad, but
No,
you can have Bill Cutlets. Tommy
will
DeVito.
Tommy will be cut.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I think Tommy's cutlets are going away.
Yeah.
He's getting veal cutlet.
Yeah. They're gonna cut. Let him go.
Yeah, they're gonna be. He's be eating a lot of veal cutlets on Sunday.
Yeah,
because he's not.
Well,
gonna
maybe he signed somewhere else to be a 3, but they're not gonna keep 4.
No.
So they signed the 2 veterans. I think they're actually keeping the 2 veterans around, which is just insanity, dude.
You wonder how that.
I don't want Jackson Dart around those 2 guys. Like they're getting. He's hearing 2 extremes.
It'll be 2 weird setups. Yeah.
2 like
he'll learn how to throw interceptions.
But
with the one guy, and the other guy he'll learn how to.
And the personalities around. Oh my God!
But I'm still rooting for Jackson Dart. Because I think he has the coolest name in the NFL.
He does have skills.
And he's decent. He's a gunslinger.
No. He's got skills, dude. He can make any throw he wants in the NFL.
He's a gunslinger.
Okay, now I don't know if it'll translate to him being a quarterback, which is a whole different ball game.
You gotta have a brain. You gotta have a team around. You gotta have.
It's like we hear now with this idiot Zach Wilson. Oh, I'm told I'm throwing late, brother, because they're trying to teach him anticipatory skills. And it's like. I'm laughing at all this because it's now a subject with writers, and I'm like, this is a guy that threw 23 touchdowns and 25 interceptions. He's late, he's early, he's high, he's low, he's all over the place.
But his mom said he's really good.
Yeah, or moms say he's really good.
Yeah,
moms.
Boca
moms.
He's getting married. I heard.
A Boca mom?
No, not the Pokemon. No, he's getting married this month, I think.
He picked up a Boca woman already.
A young one. I guess a young one. Yeah, maybe he's a cougar. Maybe she's a cougar. I don't know.
She's got to be a cougar.
I don't know. Maybe the mom introduced him to one of her friends.
What's the over and under on his fiance? I'm gonna go 54.
He's getting married. I think this month.
I'm gonna go 54 for the over and under for the fiance.
I'd say, but no, young girl.
Yeah. 23.
23. That's even better. Oh,
that is barely young enough.
An
for
Italian
wait
girl.
a minute, that's barely young enough for Belichick.
It's a little old for Belichick. Yeah. It's in Belichick's wheelhouse.
I thought he was going to go the way of Macron.
What? So, at any rate, how is she? Let's
she's a good-looking girl, of course. Zach Wilson's going to pick up a good-looking girl.
She
probably
floats well too.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so on that note, I better get out of here.
Talents.
Hats off to the doctor.
Skills.
Hats off to the doctor. But anyhow, take care, guys.
Or the mother. You never know.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
It's South Florida. It's probably the doctor.
You never know. It's those
It's
genes.
Boca.
It's those genes, honey. It's those genes. It's helping us swim and float. All right, Steve. I will. I'll be there in a few. You got it, my brother. All right. The great Steve Calabro. You got to love it. You got to love it. I believe we will lose the battle for fourth place. The Patriots just spent over $100 million plus the draft. Plus, they got that head coach. They're coming for the division soon. Yeah, it'll be Buffalo, Patriots. I think we'll sneak into number 3. Barely. We'll beat the Jets by a game or something or two. Not by much, but yeah. I've got the Dolphins barely getting third place in our division. But we're not going to get second. That's for sure. And by the way, it's really not a goal to be second. I don't even know if the Patriots will make the playoffs, but I think they'll be the second best team in the division. That's what I think is going to happen. Next Tuesday, are we going to be here? No. Yeah, start of football season is when we'll do it. I'll talk to Steve. If he wants to do it earlier than that, then maybe. But at least right now, it'll probably be the start of the football season is when we'll do it. I was thinking of Mondays because that's what I was going to tell him. Let's switch it over to Mondays because the Thursday stuff was done years ago. And I don't know if they still want to do it Thursday, but since we talk so much heavy football, it'd be like fresh to talk about it on that Monday, But I had no idea that he was off on Sundays and Mondays. The boss makes the rules. So we can't do Monday. But Tuesday's good because those 2 Monday night games, that would help out. That would definitely help out. We have a couple of Sundays, which would have helped out if we had the show on Monday. But now that we have a couple of Mondays, that'll help out. Because Thursdays don't help us in any way, shape, or form. We can preview. That's about it. But if there's a Thursday night game, it's the Friday show. That's like, oh, God. Waking up so early and not getting a lot of rest. It's kind of tough, Today has been kind of an odd day, man. I am really, really, really sorry. Just to give you a little bit also on Bitcoin and the markets right now. Just to have a little crypto corner that I like to give you guys at least a crypto corner for those of you that are investing like I am. Right now, Bitcoin is at 107,000. Okay, 107.7. So actually, no, my bad. It went down. It's at 106, dude. Wow. That is 106 is a sweet dip right now. Wow. Sell it all. The markets, by the way, Dow is up 101 points. The S&P is down, up 23 points. The NASDAQ barely up overall. Is interesting because the U.S. Was forced to sell, forced to buy $10 billion in bonds again yesterday. So they did it last week. They did it again this week. That means they're printing. That means people are not buying our bonds, and the bond market is not doing well. Okay. And while they remember, they will print. They are dying to print, and they're dying to pass a new bill so they can print. The 30-year Treasury is at 4.84. So it's been flirting in that high fours, almost to 5, which is actually not good. And then the 10-year right now is at 4.36, which is, again, a little down because it was in the 4.4 to 4.5 range. So it's good that's slightly down, but, not good enough right now. Still bad news. And then the dollar right now, where are we at with the dollar? The dollar has weakened. It is at 97.87 now. It is on a 3-month. By the way, the dollar has lost 10% of its value since January 1st. They passed a bill where they printed $2.2 trillion in March. This new one, which it'll get through the Senate eventually, they're going to print another $2.5 trillion. So it's going to be nearly $5 trillion. They will print. Bitcoin will, I don't have a Bitcoin hat, but Bitcoin will soar. So I'm just telling you, the China tariffs are in. You got 55%. So it's going to affect us one way or another. All the inflation numbers have gone up slightly, but it's not where they expect. A lot of people loaded up. A lot of businesses got in a lot of shipments before the tariffs kicked in. We're going to start feeling it over the next couple of months, and we'll start to get a real feel for this. And I think that's when you're going to see even Bitcoin climb even more. Not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you. Okay. All right. There's a lot of stuff going on. They'll brag about the 22 billion they brought in tariffs. Way more than that has been lost in tourism. So we got some bad stuff coming up on the horizon. And just be prepared, folks. Just be prepared. Okay. Altcoins at one point will pump, but I think we got to get the regulations in, and we've got to get what's it called? Printing going. So once they pass this bill, which it's in the Senate now, and it'll pass before July 4th and all that, I'll do it. By the way, did you see what happened to Rand Paul? Pettiness to the max. So Rand Paul has been complaining about this bill, and he says we're going to end up printing 2.5 trillion, and we're going to end up, it's on us, the Republicans, because in March we passed 2.2 trillion, and now we're going to pass another 2.5. That's almost $5 trillion, right? So they have a party this weekend where all of Congress is invited, has been invited for years and years and years. They disinvited Rand Paul. He was like, he held a press conference yesterday. He goes, Obama never disinvited me. Biden did, and I've disagreed with everybody, and I've been very respectful, with President. But this is petty, and of course, but that's who he is, dude. If you don't agree with him, you're done, bro. There's only one way. There's no democracy anymore under this guy. It's just either my way or nothing, So the loser goes and uninvites Rand Paul, because he's like one of the few people that is actually like, spewing common sense, not the crap that's going on now. It's freaking awesome. Politics, dude. You gotta love it. But just keep on that Bitcoin, baby. Those Dems and those Republicans will keep destroying the dollar, and they don't care, and destroying our economy. They don't care. Huh? For what? With what? Oh, yeah, some idiot it's just some people, they throw stupid comments out and they have no proof. They have no Bitcoin's going to, cave into zero. It's like I always get these idiots, and it's like, okay, like why? Nothing. You never have anything. Meanwhile, I have all the proof. All the constant proof that I put out there that it's the real scam is the dollar, not Bitcoin. And it's just like people are programmed. And you know what he was? A Democrat, programmed by Elizabeth Warren. That's all. Just a stupid little Dem programmed by Elizabeth Warren. That's all. Democrats and Republicans, dude. Just a disaster. Each party is just a joke. So, is what it is. But what are you going to do? RIP to Brian Wilson. Amen, sir. Amen. We talked about it yesterday when it was announced that he passed away, 82. Sadly, obviously, he was dealing with a lot of stuff that none of us want to deal with when we're checking out, dude. Unfortunately, it wasn't fair to him. Let's get to a little musicians, by the way, since you brought up Mr. Wilson. Let's get to musicians today, birthdays. We start off with Peter Farndon, bass player with the Pretenders, born in 1952. We lost him back in 83 from a drug overdose on April 14th at the age of 30. Brad Delp, the great singer from Boston, born on this date in 51. We lost him also to suicide, unfortunately, March 9, 2007. Bun E. Carlos, the drummer for Cheap Trick, who always had a cigarette in his mouth, born in 1951. John Wetton, in the heat of the moment. John Wetton, bass player, vocalist for King Crimson, Roxy Music, Brian Ferry, Uriah Heep, Wishbone, and Asia. Also was with Asia. Let's see who else. Barry Bailey from the Atlanta Rhythm Section, ARS, born in 48. David Nelson, co-founder, longtime member of New Riders of the Purple Sage. And, of course, he was with the original lineup of the Grateful Dead back in 1969. Reg Presley, singer, songwriter with the Trogs. Wild Thing. Da-na-na-na. You make my heart sing. Chick Corea. Holy shit. When I hear the name Chick Corea, I think of watching PBS as a kid, and he's on jamming some concert. The great Chick Corea, pianist, electric keyboardist, composer, worked with Miles Davis, Stanley Clarke, Bobby McFerrin. In the 70s, he formed the fusion band Return to Forever. He died from a rare form of cancer on February 9th of 2021 at the age of 79. Chick Corea. The first time I ever heard of him or saw him was on a PBS concert. And I'm just like, it's just one of those Saturdays. I got to get up to change the channel. And I'm changing the channel and talk. And all right, this is not time for cartoons. So there's nothing going to be on channel 2. Clock. Hey, some music. Hold on. Wait a minute. This dude's pretty good. I can listen to this for a couple seconds. So as a kid, respect to Chick. Let's see who else. That is it on the musician side. Let's go with other famous people celebrating birthdays today on June 12th. And remember, if I don't give the age, that means that person has already passed away. Like entrepreneur David Rockefeller, born in 1915. And U.S. President George H.W. Bush, born in 1924. Musician Vic Damone, born in 1928. Jim Neighbors, well, golly, born in 1930. Rest in peace. Sportscaster Marv Albert, born in 41. He is 84 today. Timothy Busfield, the actor, 57. Born in 57. He's 68 today. Let's see. Who else? Musician Brandy Martin from Candlebox, born in 69, 56 today. Actor Rick Hoffman, born in 70s, 55. Actor Timothy Simmons, born in 78, he's 47. Model Adriana Lima, born in 81. She is 44 and fine as hell. That is it for musicians. Sean Stanley, do you for famous people, do you have wrestlers?
I do, but I do want to send out one from yesterday that I did not. Magnum TA turned 66 yesterday. I want to send out that one. His career was cut way too short. Now for the June 12th birthdays. Great O'Con turns 34. Jerry Lynn turns 62. And the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, he turns 54 on June 12th, 2025.
All right, there you go. John Wetton was such an underrated singer and musician. I agree. Very talented. I agree. Those of us that know who he is, like you and I, sir, we appreciate him. Let's go to what happened today in music history. Why don't we? And let's start off on June 12th in 1985. David Lee Roth confirmed he was leaving Van Halen. And we were all like, what? In 2005, Pink Floyd announced that they would reunite with former bassist Roger Waters, who left the band 20 years earlier. The set, which took place in July of that year at the Live 8 London concert, marked the first time the group played as a quartet since 81's The Wall Tour. Screw Roger Waters, by the way. In 2006, just an anti-Semite. He's a piece of crap. In 2006, Korn was forced to cancel their European tour after singer Jonathan Davis was hospitalized with a blood disorder. In 77, the number one single in the country was Fleetwood Mac's Dreams off their hit album Rumors. In 82, Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor, and Jackson Browne were among the performers at a rally in Central Park, New York, for nuclear disarmament. There were 450,000 fans in the crowd, and they were unsuccessful. In 2009, the Beastie Boys played together for what would be the last time. It took place at the Bonnaroo Festival, and soon after, Adam MCA Yauch was diagnosed with cancer. Sucks we lost him. Way too young. That's what happened today in music history, man. Life has a way of just sucking. You know what I'm saying? And just doing stuff that is unacceptable, as we would say. Bitcoin, where are we at? Let's see. Still at 106, baby. Right exactly at 106. Let's see. Mel, the cop Tony killed. He must have lived a long life. Oh, yeah. He just passed away. You too, Mel. You're not being straight. Oh, come on, Tony. You don't want to shoot a cop. Maybe you can buy yourself a round trip ticket to the resurrection. Jeff from Long Island. If there was no album Pet Sounds, there might not be no Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah, it was just a production of it. It's kind of like the wall of sound from Spectre and things like that have gone on in the history of time. Alan Parsons, certain producers have brought just elements to the table when they have produced music, and it leaves a lasting impact because it influences others on how to then record music. And so obviously Brian Wilson is one of those, like an Alan Parsons, that just people like that they are just producers, engineers, and they have an ear that just most of us, what's this guy's name, dude? From Chic. Damn it. Maybe the best producer / musician / music creator of the last 50 years. Damn it. What's his name? How am I forgetting this man's name? Jesus, come on, help me out here. From Chic, bro, the lead man from Chic, Nile Rodgers. Thank you, Arnaldo. Nile Rodgers is, another one of those guys too. Now, his is not so much about the sound like it was for Spector, like it was for Brian Wilson, like it was for Alan Parsons, but it is writing music for a variety of musicians in all kinds of styles and genres, and a guy that could create hits asleep. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of the greatest songwriters and musicians of all time. There are certain people in the world, and especially in the history of music, that they have impacted what people have done as artists because of their vision of what they can maximize in a studio or with a talent. You know what I mean? And so Brian Wilson was that. So Brian Wilson handled all of the production, all of the engineering, everything, every aspect of the recording. It was trusted to Brian. Why? Because he was playing chess ahead of everybody else. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah. What else do we have? Let me see. Did I pass anything up? Any super chats or anything? I did not. We got Cash App or Venmo. Did I miss anything there also? Let's see. No. And thank you all for those of you that have sent in. As always, we appreciate it immensely. Remember, folks, you can also send in on PayPal. The only problem is we can't show you the QR code. But if you see the Crypto Bro Show logo on it, if you look up Orlando Alzugaray, and you see the Crypto Bro Show logo, that's yours truly right there. So thank you all out there also for being very patient with us today with all the snafus. What is it? StreamYard's back? All right, StreamYard's back. So I'll be back tonight. Okay. I've got a bunch of Dolphin stuff, but I didn't want to ruin it with today's show. So I'm going to get to it tomorrow. So if you tune in tomorrow, you're going to get a lot of friggin' Dolphins topics, because I'm going to have these, and I don't know what else might come to my mind by the time tomorrow, as we celebrate today, day number 18,735 that the Miami Dolphins last lifted the Vince Lombardi Trophy. That's right. That day back in 74 was back 18,735 days ago. It's crazy. We thank Steve Calabro and the great people here at Hialeah Park, and, of course, the one and only Sean Stanley. We will see you tomorrow morning, live from Acura of Pembroke Pines. Have a great one.